The door slammed shut behind me with a force that rattled the family photos on the wall, each one a frozen lie of happier times. I stood there in the hallway, my chest heaving, the words still echoing in my ears like a slap that left my skin burning. "This isn't your home anymore," she'd snarled, her perfectly manicured nails digging into the doorframe as if claiming territory. My dad's new wife, Stephanie. Steffi, she insisted on being called, like some bubbly sorority girl half her age, had just evicted me from my own childhood bedroom. For her bratty twins, no less. I could hear their giggles from down the hall, oblivious little monsters unpacking their toys into what had been my sanctuary. My fists clenched so tight my knuckles whitened, nails biting into palms. How dare she? How could he let her? I stumbled back, the familiar creak of the wooden floorboards under my feet now feeling like a betrayal. The house smelled the same. Faint lavender from Mom's old diffuser mixed with Dad's coffee brewing in the kitchen, but it wasn't the same. Not since Mom died 2 years ago, leaving a void that Dad filled too quickly with this gold-digging harpy. I was 22, home from college for the summer, expecting solace in the room where I'd cried over breakups, studied for finals, and dreamed of a future that didn't include being displaced like some unwanted guest. My heart pounded, a mix of fury and heartbreak twisting in my gut like a knife. Part of me wanted to storm back in, scream until my throat was raw, but another part, the humiliated, broken part, whispered to run. Downstairs, Dad sat at the kitchen table. His broad shoulders slumped over a newspaper, pretending not to hear the commotion. His graying hair was tousled, eyes avoiding mine as I burst in. "Emily," he started, his voice tentative, like he was testing the waters of a storm. "Steffi's just adjusting. The twins need space. You can stay in the guest room." "Adjusting?" I spat, my voice cracking with rage. The guest room, that sterile box with its beige walls and stiff mattress, meant for strangers. "This is my home, Dad." Or was. What happened to family first? Mom's barely cold in the ground, and you're letting her erase me. He flinched, folding the paper with deliberate slowness, the rustle amplifying the silence. "It's not like that. Steffi loves you." "Bullshit." The word exploded from me, hot and unfiltered. I paced the linoleum floor, the cool tiles grounding me even as my mind spun. Humiliation burned in my cheeks. I could feel it, a flush that made me want to hide. How had it come to this? Dad, the man who'd bandaged my scraped knees and cheered at my soccer games, now reduced to a puppet for this woman. Stephanie, with her fake smile and designer bags, had slithered in 6 months after Mom's funeral. "She's good for me," he'd said then, his eyes pleading for understanding. But I saw the truth. She was good for his wallet, his ego, anything but his daughter. Upstairs I heard her voice, saccharine and sharp, cooing to the twins. "See, darlings? This is your room now. All yours." The words pierced me, fueling a resentment that simmered like acid in my veins. I imagined her tossing my posters into boxes, my books shoved aside. My old quilt, the one Mom had sewn, probably folded away like a relic. Heartbreak clawed at me. Mom, gone from cancer that ate her alive while Dad worked late, leaving me to hold her hand in those final days. And now this. That night, I lay in the guest room, the sheets starched and unfamiliar, staring at the ceiling fan whirring lazily. Sleep evaded me, replaced by a whirlwind of thoughts. Denial first. Maybe it's temporary. Maybe Dad will see reason. But doubt crept in, cold and insidious. He'd changed. Distant, deferential to her every whim. Fantasies bubbled up, dark and satisfying, pouring bleach in her precious wardrobe, keying her shiny SUV. No, too petty. I needed something that hurt, that exposed her for the manipulator she was. Guilt flickered. Dad was happy, wasn't he? But resentment drowned it. This wasn't just about a room. It was about erasure, about being sidelined in my own life. The next morning, the kitchen hummed with false normalcy. Stephanie fluttered about in a silk robe, her blonde highlights catching the sunlight streaming through the bay window. The twins, Mia and Max, 6-year-old terrors with matching freckles, slurped cereal at the table, milk dripping onto the placemats. Dad sipped coffee, his smile strained. "Morning, Emily," Stephanie chirped, her tone laced with victory. "Sleep well. I hope the guest room wasn't too cramped." I gripped my mug, the ceramic hot against my palm, forcing a nod. Inside, obsession took root, watching her, noting every flaw. Her laugh too loud, her touches on Dad's arm possessive. "It's fine," I muttered, but my mind raced. What secrets does she hide? Everyone has them. Over breakfast, tension crackled like static. "So, Emily," Dad said, clearing his throat, "how's college? Any internships lined up?" Before I could answer, Stephanie interjected. "Oh, honey, she's young. Plenty of time for that. But really, at your age, you should think about independence. Living on your own builds character." Her eyes met mine, a challenge veiled in concern. Humiliation surged again, but I swallowed it, smiling sweetly. "You're right, Steffi. Independence is key." Internally, resolve hardened. Cold, unyielding. Play nice, gather intel. Revenge wasn't impulse. It was strategy. Days blurred into a slow burn. I observed from the shadows, the house's familiar creaks now ominous. Stephanie's phone buzzed constantly. She'd glance at it, smirk, then tuck it away. Dad worked longer hours, leaving us in uneasy truce. The twins invaded every corner, their toys scattering like landmines. One evening, as rain pattered against the windows, fogging the glass with misty patterns, I overheard them in the living room. "You're too soft on her, Mark," Stephanie whispered, her voice a hiss over the TV's murmur. "She's an adult. Time to cut the cord." Dad sighed, the leather couch creaking under his weight. "She's grieving, Steph. Give her time." "Grieving? It's been years. She's using you." A pause, then softer. "We need this house for our family." Family. The word stabbed, resentment twisting into obsession. That night, alone in the guest room, the air thick with the scent of rain-soaked earth wafting through the cracked window, I plotted. Doubt nagged. Am I the villain here? But betrayal fueled me. I'd dig into her past. Subtly, strategically. The first hint came innocently. Helping with laundry, I found a receipt in her jeans. A hotel in the city, dated before their wedding. Not unusual, but the name, another man's. Paranoia. No intuition. I pocketed it, heart racing. Suspense built in quiet moments. At dinner, forks clinking on plates, steam rising from lasagna, I probed. "Steffi, tell me about your life before Dad. Any exes I should know about?" She laughed too brightly, wine sloshing in her glass. "Oh, ancient history. Nothing exciting." But her eyes darted to Dad, a flicker of unease. Moral conflict gnawed at me. Spying felt dirty, but so did her invasion. Guilt mixed with resolve. This was justice. As weeks passed, the house felt smaller, walls closing in. I feigned normalcy, job hunting online while eavesdropping. One afternoon, sun filtering through lace curtains, casting dappled shadows on the rug, I accessed her laptop, left open, careless. Emails from Greg. "Miss our nights. When can we meet?" My breath caught, pulse thundering. Betrayal mirrored, she was cheating on Dad. Shock turned to cold fury. But doubt jumped to conclusions. No evidence mounted. I copied files, hands trembling on the keyboard's smooth keys. That evening, as thunder rumbled outside, lightning flashing like omens, I confronted myself in the mirror. Eyes shadowed, jaw set. Revenge beckoned, but with it, fear. What if it backfired? What if I lost Dad forever? Yet the seed was planted. Slow, deliberate. I'd expose her, shatter her facade. But how? When? The plan crystallized over sleepless nights, the guest room's clock ticking like a countdown. I'd gather proof, then strike. Not with screams, but precision. Obsession consumed me. Every smile from Stephanie felt mocking, every touch on Dad's shoulder a lie. Heartbreak evolved into resentment, then resolve. But guilt lingered. Dad deserved truth, yet delivering it would wound him. Moral grayness haunted me. Was I avenging Mom or just lashing out? I started small, tailing her discreetly. One Tuesday, feigning a jog, I followed her SUV downtown, the engine's hum blending with city traffic. She parked at a cafe, meeting a man. Tall, slick hair, expensive suit. Greg from the emails. They kissed, quick but passionate, under the awning as rain drizzled, umbrellas blooming around them like witnesses. My phone captured it, zoom lens steady despite shaking hands. Fury boiled, but I held back, patience. Back home, the air heavy with pot roast simmering, I played the dutiful daughter. "Steffi, you look glowing. Good day." She beamed, oblivious. "Just errands, dear." Dialogue dripped tension. At night, Dad confided, "Emily, I know this is hard." But Steffi's brought light back. Guilt stabbed. Should I tell him now? No, incomplete. I needed irrefutable proof. Digging deeper, I hacked her email. Guessed password from twins' birthdays. Messages poured out. Affairs spanning years, even before Mom died. 1. Mark's clueless. "Soon it'll be us." Manipulation unveiled. She'd targeted Dad for his inheritance, Mom's life insurance padding his accounts. Humiliation for Dad twisted my gut. My inner turmoil raged. Fantasies of confrontation, her tears satisfying. Doubt whispering I'd regret it. But resentment won. She'd stolen my home, my family. Suspense mounted. I planted seeds. Left the hotel receipt on the counter, watching her panic, eyes widening as she snatched it. "Where'd this come from?" "Oh, laundry," I said innocently, heart pounding. She eyed me suspiciously, tension thickening like fog. The twins sensed it, whining more, their laughter grating. Climax approached. Dad's birthday loomed. A party Stephanie planned. Guests filling the house with chatter and clinking glasses. I'd strike then, expose her amid celebration. But twists emerged. Searching her drawer, silk fabrics soft under fingers, I found letters. From her ex-husband, accusing theft, custody battles. Layered, she wasn't pure evil. Desperate, perhaps, fleeing abuse. Moral conflict intensified. Revenge felt justified, yet pity flickered. Was I becoming her? Fear gripped. If caught, I'd be the outcast. But cold resolve pushed. For Mom, for me. The party night, house aglow with string lights, laughter echoing off walls. Stephanie, in a red dress hugging her curves, played hostess. Dad beamed, arm around her. I waited, USB drive in pocket. Photos, emails compiled. Mid-toast, glasses raised, I interrupted. "A gift for Dad." Projector flicked on, screen illuminating the room. Images flashed. Kisses with Greg, emails scrolling. Gasps rippled. Stephanie's face drained, wine spilling like blood. "Mark, it's not." Dad staggered, glass shattering on hardwood, shards glinting under lights. "Steffi." Chaos erupted. Guests murmured, twins crying. She lunged at me. "You bitch." But Dad's eyes met mine, heartbreak, then fury at her. "Get out." Twist. As she fled, sobbing into the night, rain soaking her, Dad turned to me. "Emily, how long?" "Long enough." Guilt crashed, his pain raw. Yet poetic justice. House quieted, twins with her. But unexpected consequence. Dad, broken, whispered. "I knew." Suspected. But couldn't face it. Shock jolted me. He'd let it happen. Betrayal doubled. His weakness enabled her. In the aftermath, sitting amid debris, rain-pounding roof, I realized revenge's cost. Home reclaimed, but family fractured forever. Obsession faded to hollow resolve. Was it worth it? Months later, alone in my old room, quilt familiar, I pondered. Anger ebbed, leaving scars. Revenge's thrill soured. Morally gray, yes, but mine.